Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Tricia Walsh.
Good evening, Susette.
I know you have something to report.
I obviously always have something to report because there's always many things going on at the Chamber. And one of the things that is coming up is our affiliation, the Groton Business Association, which is a part of the Mystic Chamber of Commerce, is hosting their annual Groton Business Update on May 19th. And that's at 7:30 in the morning at Fairview Oddfellows Home. And that is a variety of panelist speakers. I believe we have 5. We have a Pfizer, electric boat, property owner in Groton to speak about some of the changes that have been recommended. And I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'll just leave it at that for right now. But you can definitely go to grotonbiz.com or mysticchamber.org to find out more about that. And it is really a update about the economic climate of Groton. It's very important and informative.
Yeah. So we've got a great group of ladies on this evening.
We do.
And we had the opportunity right before the show to really chat about what they are doing, some great exciting stuff going on. So I think what I'd like to do is just introduce them this evening from OSCA, and I'll let one of these wonderful young ladies tell you, and I did say young, exactly what that means. But we have Stephanie and we have Nancy. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Nice to be here. Thank you very
And we're
much.
talking about OSCA, okay? Outside of it sounds wonderful, like a designer name. What is OSCA, Stephanie?
Well, OSCA stands for Our Shoreline Community Association, which still probably means nothing to you. OSCA.
Yeah.
Our founders came up with that name. We are a community of folks, a membership organization for folks that are 55 and older that live along the Mystic Shoreline, Mystic, Noe, Groton, Long Point, Groton itself, Stonington, and all points in between. We have a dedicated coordinator, and that would be what I do. I'm dedicated up to 25 hours a week. We have lots and lots of volunteers.
Yeah.
Now, people join OSCA for a variety of reasons. Some really enjoy the social aspect of the events that we host. Some like having a one-stop shopping where they can call me and ask questions, looking for resources in the community. And some folks need a little help along the way in this journey as they get to be 55 and older. Some might need a ride every now and then to a doctor's appointment or help putting in a smoke detector battery, things like that. It's really what our founders were looking at prior to our launch in 2009 is ensuring that an organization was like this is in place for our community.
And helping seniors stay in their homes, helping people who want to stay in their home and not have to leave their homes, stay in their homes safely. And being connected.
It's interesting that you're saying that because as we look at our particular shoreline, is there a need? I mean, it was founded, but is there a growing need? I mean, obviously there's a need, I guess. Is there a growing need, Stephanie?
There is definitely a growing need. I mean, we're all living longer, and we all want to stay in our beautiful community. We want to stay in our homes, in our neighborhoods. We don't want to be taken care of. We want to be the ones taking care of our friends and neighbors. And that's really what this is sort of that. I've heard it said one time, we always say neighbors helping neighbors. Well, it's really neighbors being neighbors.
Right.
And that's why we're sort of a small area. We're not all of southeastern Connecticut. We're just in this area. We're modeled after the Beacon Hill Village out of Boston, Massachusetts. They're not all of Boston or all of Massachusetts. They're just in that area. And there are villages like this throughout the country. So even if folks at home are watching that maybe they have a loved one that lives in Kentucky that's 55 and older, they could go on to the Village to Village website and see if there's an organization like this in that area. It's a growing need throughout the country and internationally as well.
And I think we've reached out quite a bit to the community in various venues, through churches, through group organizations, just to get the word out that we are here and we're available. And even if there are younger, like yourself, someone who has someone older in the family who might need to be connected, reaching out to younger people as well to make that connection. It's important.
Okay.
And so you mentioned it's like a membership-based group. So how would one go about joining?
Well, I believe we're going to have our contact information on the screen if it hasn't already been put up there. They would give me a call at 860-271-1681, and we would chat first to make sure that they do live in the area that we serve, which I had mentioned, pretty much Groton, Mystic, Noank area, Stonington. And we'll have a conversation. We'll get a membership application to them. There is a fee. It's very reasonable. It's $365 a year. Basically, it's $1 a day.
That's fantastic. Whoever came up with that
Right,
idea.
exactly.
Yeah.
This year, everybody gets a free day.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, leap year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and folks can pay quarterly if that's a little bit more gentle on the budget. And they join, and we start inviting them to our events. We have dinners out, lunches out, museum tours. We have a great fundraiser coming up soon. That's a great social activity as well. Speakers. We had a speaker last week talking about transitioning. We had a great speaker last week, and I hope we can have her again. A local author who just wrote a mystery, Anne Hallam, in a mystery novel. And but what she spoke about wasn't the book, but about, okay, now you're retired, what are you going to do?
Right.
And she wrote this after retirement, and other folks have all new opportunities after they retire. So encouraging people.
It is a big challenge after you retire, or you even think about
when you're approaching retirement.
What do you? Because I think a lot of people get sort of nervous and scared because that, after if you're working in a corporate place, you clean up your desk and then you go home and then
right.
You know what I mean? The then what is a big question. So it's nice that we have organizations like this to keep people connected.
And as actually to volunteer in the association has been a nice transition for people who are just retired. They feel as though they're doing something for the community, for OSCA, and they get involved that way just by volunteering first, whether it's one of our handymen or a driver or in any way that we can use a volunteer.
Exactly.
So you say you have speakers and you have all these events. Where do you hold them at?
Oh, various places around town. We have a great relationship with lots of folks. We've used St. Mark's Church, St. Patrick's Church, Noank Baptist Church.
The libraries.
Libraries, Mystic and Noank Library. Goodness, I'm going to draw blankets on the others. But the community's been very supportive. So
That's wonderful. So, and you said you're non-denominational, so even though you are using the church facilities,
Right.
it's not.
No, we're not affiliated. We are self-governing, a 501c.
We've used the yacht club.
Right,
Yes.
we've used the
Like
yacht
the yacht club.
Right.
Yeah, the yacht club is
That's
nice.
what you're at.
Yeah, they've been great to us throughout the years. We typically have our annual meeting there in October, and it's a well-attended event, and we're delighted that they've kept us there. That's where our launch party was, so fitting, back in 2009. But
And so how many members do you actually have? Can I ask that?
the number changes. People come and they go.
Right, they drop out or
but
they come.
they drop out or they move out of the area. And so we probably have around 80
Average.
memberships, and that
That's a
can
fairly
that can
large number,
translate
yeah.
into about 100 people. With some people are married, some aren't. So
So it's households.
it's households,
80
right?
households, but essentially 140 to 160
Right,
Right,
depending
double
through
up
the
on
years,
it.
through the
Right.
years.
So-
And as far as people needing services, most of those people don't. They're active people. Some are still working, or they're my volunteers. But those that do need services, probably, I took a quick glance at last month's number, and we probably offered about 24 rides to people in March alone, to doctor's appointments or
We offer
Other-
shopping. If someone needs to have grocery
Grocery
shopping
shopping,
done, we have volunteers doing that.
Take them there,
taking them there.
Taking
yeah,
them,
or
Yeah.
right.
We
doing
try
that.
to
But
keep
we
it.
would-
We could if we
we
needed
could
to
if
on
we
a
needed
short
to.
term. Right.
Have someone shop for them as
Yeah.
well.
So with the events and programs that you offer, once you're a member, are you just able to attend freely, or is so that's what your membership dues go towards?
Goes to that
Right.
basically, and if we have a dinner out, of course it's no host. People pay their own dinner and that sort of thing. We do lunches out and such too. But the lectures and talks that we've had, there's never been any sort of fee associated. People come, and we invite the community too. We're the best kept secret in town, so we want people to,
yeah,
we
get
want
it out
people
there.
to
Yeah,
come,
right,
even
sure.
our
And
members,
this is
just to,
an opportunity through the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce and Mystic
Right.
Matters to get that word out there. So there is an event coming up.
That we're
And at
very
your
excited
and
about.
I guess, Nancy, you want to take the lead on this because I know you're very excited about this.
I am. We had a wonderful fundraiser last year with Teddy Roosevelt. And we were so pleased the Noank Baptist Church opened their doors and gave us the church as the venue. And it was very successful. And we also had tea with Teddy after. So this year we're going to now entertain
Well, let's get this on the screen.
yes,
that's a great
let's- we have
Because
found
actually, we have
found Amelia Earhart in
that's
Philadelphia.
fantastic. That's great.
She's hiding in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
but we found her, and her name is. I just want to get her little bio because she is
great.
delightful. She's coming in for this on May 19th. Her name is Pat Jordan. And she is known as the Philadelphia Treasure. She works with the American Historical Theater. And she's known for her beautiful voice and dramatic intensity of her performances. So we are looking forward to this dramatic intensity of a performance. She holds a degree in theater from Villanova
That's fantastic.
and has appeared in at the White House Visitor Center, at the Smithsonian, at the Library of Congress, and Mount Vernon, along with a number of other venues. So we look forward to her interpretation of Amelia Earhart. And we wanted to feature Amelia only because the Historical Society is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. And the Noank Historical Society, because is involved only because she was married in Noank, right on Church Street.
It's a little known fact,
It's
but
a
I did
little
know
known
that,
fact.
yes.
Wow.
And so there's a link.
Right,
And
right.
so when I
There's a
contacted
connection.
Amelia, I wanted to refresh her memory that she had been married in Noank,
Yeah.
and so she was very excited to come back and visit and perform here. So we are going to do this on Thursday, May 19th at the Noank Baptist
Coming up.
Church at 2 o'clock. And we also have tickets for the performance, but also tickets for tea with Amelia afterward. And we put on a lovely tea downstairs at the church and with all kinds of little goodies. And Amelia will come down and visit with everyone and interact and answer questions. And so we are very excited about this.
And this is the second time you've done this,
And this
right?
is the second time.
Okay. It was
Right.
very successful the first
It
time.
was. People enjoyed it, but we are looking to sell 200 tickets this time. So we
Wow.
have a goal.
Okay. And how many
So-
tickets did you sell last year? I mean, was it
It
quite
was
a few?
probably maybe
well, the
100.
tea part was sold out. We that's a limited number because the downstairs
Right,
can only
right.
accommodate about 80.
Right.
I think we
Maybe
sold
about
maybe 150.
Let's say about 150
So
or
the
so.
200 goal is very
Oh,
realistic.
very realistic.
I hope so.
Well, we're going to get that word out there. May
Please.
19th at 2 o'clock at the
Noank
Baptist Church. You've got to
But
come have tea.
If you want tickets and you want to order tickets ahead of time, please call Stephanie at 860-271-1681. And
Especially if
order
you
your
want those
tickets.
tea tickets, because
And-
those
oh,
are
the
limited.
limited.
Yeah.
That's a limited number for tea downstairs.
Okay.
So tickets are $15 for the performance and $20 for the
Quite reasonable.
performance
Yeah,
and
quite
tea.
reasonable.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you.
So is this, I mean, I know this is a very large fundraiser for your organization, but do you do fundraisers throughout the year, or is this one you're just concentrating on for this year?
Nancy, I'll let you take
Well,
that.
Nancy, since you are the guru
Right,
coordinator
right,
of
right.
fundraisers,
No,
please
well,
answer that
we are
question.
sharing this with the Historical
Right.
Society this
Right, right.
time. This is something because of their anniversary and the link with Amelia. But we're looking if
idea.
this becomes successful and we're getting a nice reception for this kind of performance. I have to tell you, I saw these at the library in South Windsor. The Wood Memorial Library had started this, and I saw a performance there, and I thought this was a great idea. And so the first performance I saw there was a woman who reenacted the wife of the gentleman who designed the Titanic. And so she was in costume, and she talked about her husband designing the Titanic and everything, and how at the very end, he was not to sail on it, but at the very end, he had to sail on the ship.
Oh my gosh.
So she did such a inspiring job. I thought we have to bring this. So that might be our next one, if this one is successful and we sell enough tickets. So
I think you're going to sell
I hope
a lot
so.
of tickets too.
I
But
hope
I mean,
so.
what a great idea. So this was really your idea that you brought forward.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
and
But
it's-
it couldn't happen unless I had the support
Of course.
of the board,
Yeah, of
and
course.
of course Stephanie, who does 110%, and all the membership. So it takes a village.
I thought it
Without
was more like you came up with the idea and now you're it. Because that happens every once in a while.
Right.
Trust me, I know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Well,
but you
we'll see.
sound so passionate about these little performing arts, and
I think
and
it's
it's going to
important.
a good cause, certainly.
Right.
Well, and I think that something like this is really unique and is successful, and hopefully will be successful again, in that it's in the middle of the day, and so you're capturing people that maybe, take a half day, enjoy it with your friends, and also it's not another silent auction or thing that you have to get dressed up and go to a ball.
Right. It's different.
It's different, and people are really trying to find that thing where they can support somebody, but not have to do the typical black tie, new dress, night out.
I don't know. That sounds like fun.
Well, I can tell you about 10 of those.
Well, I think for Tricia and I, where it's part of our life on a monthly basis. But certainly, when I look for things to do, whether it's these things that you have to do because you own a business or you're part of the chamber. And when you say you have to do it because you want to do it to support your members.
Sure.
But something like this is so unique and so different.
Well, we had a little issue with the time, too. You mentioned the time, Trish. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody said, well, that's people, not everybody's available. People are working.
But you're only looking for 200 people.
Right. And it's tea
But
time.
it's tea time.
Tea
And
time.
wait, you can't have tea, Nancy.
I
At 5
realize
o'clock,
that.
that's cocktails. You understand? 5 o'clock is
Well,
cocktails
we might
somewhere.
do that sometime.
Right.
Well,
But
and
I think it's wonderful.
people's after work time has become so limited in what they are able to give because they want to spend time with their families and friends, and they have projects that they're working on. So this type of an idea is very appealing because it allows me to still go home and have dinner with my husband, or not give up an entire Saturday to be at an event. So I think that that's really a
So you're
unique
probably
idea.
only looking to like 2 to 6 or something like this. Is that the?
It's even shorter.
Shorter than that. You're out by
2 to 4,
4:30.
yeah,
2 to 4:30.
Yeah.
And then you can go have cocktails.
And then
And
have
then you
cocktails.
can-
You could just continue from the Noank Baptist Church and go have cocktails. I just think this is just a wonderful idea. Any background on your performing artist here as far as, I know she's located.
She's coming out of Philadelphia. That's all I know. I
and
found
she's-
her online.
Okay.
I went and researched all of the interpreters of Amelia.
And she's the one that you
And she
picked.
was the one I've chosen. She's coming in the day before. She's staying the day after so that she can explore Noank and Mystic. She's never really seen Mystic.
Just that wedding day.
So I
that was
suggested
it.
she come to the chamber and
Well,
get
yeah.
a map and go
Yes.
through, the walking tour and everything. But she will be in town
Absolutely.
for 3 days with us, which is very nice.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That really is fantastic. So, Stephanie, we're going to get back to, sort of your fundraisers and how to help with the organization of OSCA. So the proceeds go where?
We're sharing the proceeds
With
with the Historical Society in this
And
one.
so that'll go
We're
to
both
J-
501c3s.
C3s, okay.
So we are a self-governing, typically our membership fee driven. That's
Yep,
what
that's
our
it,
that's what our
that's
income
it,
is.
right.
But every now and then it's nice to have that cushion.
Yes.
So we'll have a fundraiser, but fundraisers aren't just about raising funds.
Right.
We want to raise money, obviously.
But it's
we want to get the
awareness.
word out about
Sure.
us.
It turns out to be a nice introduction. Stephanie meets with all of the
Yeah.
people
Right.
beforehand
Yeah.
to give a little promo of OSCA and why you're here and what we do.
And it's a fun
worked out.
event. It's something that our members would want to go to.
Right,
It's,
right.
You know, Teddy Roosevelt last year, we not only had members there, members of the community, we even had, I had teachers running in that had left,
Heard
you
about
know,
this.
that
Yeah.
wanted to come because it was Teddy Roosevelt, and they were
Yeah.
so excited. They
Where
were
did you get
history
Teddy
teachers.
Roosevelt? Where did we find
Was
him?
he Massachusetts?
Yeah,
Where was
he's
he
out of
from?
Massachusetts.
I never even thought of something like this, and it's just a completely different and
Yeah.
unique idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun because it is different, which is nice.
Did he look like Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh
Because
my
she's
God!
Oh, God,
Did he
yes,
ever?
he did.
He did.
Yeah.
And he carried himself that way, and just
He stayed in character pretty much
yeah,
the whole
he was
time.
great.
Which I imagine she will do too.
I'm hoping this will be very interesting.
We had
I'd
people
like
taking
to s-
pictures with him after because he was in his suit, and it
It was fun. It's
was
fun.
very good.
Well, that's wonderful. It's just, like I said, it's different. I didn't even know there was this group of people out there that you could contact to invite them to come and be a part of an event.
Yeah, it sounded like you got this idea from the South Windsor,
The library.
the
right.
library. Now,
Yeah,
you were up there for what reason?
to see the performance.
To see that perform. Okay, well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. When you try to get the word out
Right.
On things,
Well, we do. We try to put this in every publication
Okay.
possible, just like, and that's how I read about the South Windsor Library as well, and I have a friend who belongs. But I think we've really tried to put it out there as much as we can.
yeah.
People will come from other areas. It's definitely, I know with Teddy, people came from outside of our
Right.
local area.
So
They
OSCA is
saw it.
really still growing.
It is
Stephanie,
growing,
and,
yes.
and I know you've been a very big part of it as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as far as the growth? Do you want to build a facility in the area, or is it?
No, the idea is to keep people in their homes,
Okay.
in their vibrant neighborhoods. That was what.
So you work out of your home?
I
Is
work
that
out.
it? Okay.
I actually work out of my home.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't just to keep the overhead down as far as office space goes. I work out of my home. I'm always in the area though, visiting with people and.
Driving.
And coordinating, and sometimes driving members. You know, if a volunteer happens to not be available one day, I might help out with that too. In 5 years, I'd like us to be doing maybe the same thing, but with more members.
Okay,
Doing more activities. We'll need a bigger board probably. We have about 10 on our board right now, volunteers. Nancy's was one of the founders,
Yeah,
and
Nancy's
just
great. Yeah, I
recent,
remember that,
just
yeah.
recently, I know on the screen I think it said former member, but that's only been a couple weeks now where she had some other commitments taking up more of her time. But I think she'll always be around.
Yes, absolutely.
Helping.
Absolutely.
And so the board has really changed over the years too, helping formulate plans. And we are, though, a membership-based organization, so we welcome input from our members. What do you want? How do you want it done?
Yeah.
So
So there is a process when you become a member. Do you meet with every member?
I do try to go out, and we have a directory of information that we give them of vendors in the area that other members have suggested. We have not
I see.
actually vetted the members, but we have had recommendations. You need a house cleaner, you need a plumber, people like that. We've put together a binder to give to them. So I try to bring that out to them, and just for them to get to know me. If they're going to be calling looking for a ride or coming to an event, I want to know them before that happens. Of course, that directory is only as current as the minute you print it, it goes out of date. So we're currently going to be updating it and hopefully putting it on our website
Right.
for
And so
members.
you get some of these vendors from your other members,
Right,
right? And,
right.
and that they have dealt with.
Exactly. So again, it's the membership helping each other that way.
Okay.
So
Well, and like you said, it seems like, the friends and neighbors thing, that's where you get your referrals. That's
Exactly.
who you ask for input. Like,
it is.
well, I need this, or I'm looking for somebody to
Right.
do that.
Who would you want in your house doing that?
That's
versus the
trustworthy.
phone book?
Yes, exactly.
So.
And so who's your oldest, like who would be your oldest member?
Well, I don't want to name names, but we do
No,
have
I mean, age-wise.
age-wise.
Your,
Are we probably 92, 3?
and they're still in their homes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's. I mean,
Absolutely.
I only asked the age because we had a conversation prior to the show as to some of the baby boomers are living, but they're living longer, but they're living healthier.
Right.
And
Right.
so the idea of OSCA being an organization that could help people stay in their homes. I certainly think this is something that I would be interested in down the line, where you know, you may
Don't
not.
volunteer to take her anywhere.
Well, I mean, it might be a little bit of, I will call Tricia first, and then when she says no, which will probably come right out of her mouth first, but certainly I can see this growing.
Well, the other thing we should mention too is we are looking for businesses who might be interested in promoting their business by giving OSCA members a little discount on whatever. And we really haven't reached out to do that. But
that's another
That's
thing.
another piece we need to get
it's
going.
another, you know, the market in town has offered to give, you know, a discount. I'll give a discount on marriages. There are all kinds of discounts.
Well, I will tell you, you know, we do a lot with some of the area facilities, whether it's Stone Ridge and things like that, and Apple Rehab, where you know they can't take their wedding bands off, and we need to cut them off, and certainly there's a fee for doing that, and we don't charge if it's connected to that. And when I say cutting rings off, I'm just going to kind of give a little plug. If you're a little bit older, you have to go in for surgery, or your hands swell up, or things like that. When you go into surgery, first thing the doctor says, you got to cut your rings off. And so there's things like that, or even batteries for watches. For these facilities, we do them free.
Oh, nice.
And so, you know,
So maybe
that's
for
something
OSCA, you could
yeah, I mean, we're
extend
talking
that.
for that 55 and over,
Right.
and certainly if you need a battery, we do over. So there are businesses that certainly have that, understand that there is the dynamics of this group that they can help.
Well, that's what we'd like to reach out to businesses too.
Right, so I think that's a good
this
start.
might be a perfect
and,
venue to do it.
Yeah. So we only have a few minutes. Why don't we, Nancy, give it to them again when this is. You got to
right.
say, listen, this is what it's all
We'd
about.
like you to attend
Yeah.
Amelia Earhart.
That's exactly
Our
right.
interpretation of Amelia Earhart lands in Noank. And it's on Thursday, May 19th at the Noank Baptist Church on Main Street in Noank. And it's at 2 o'clock. The performance is at 2. And those tickets are $15. If you want tea with Amelia, however, that starts at 3. And that's a $20 ticket. So the performance and tea is $20. And those tickets are limited. So be sure to call Stephanie immediately and get your tickets.
Great.
And we hope to see you all there.
So we'll see you
And come
on
in-
Thursday, May 19th, right around 2 o'clock.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, Stephanie, Nancy, thank you so much.
Thank you
Tricia,
both.
it's
Thank
always
you.
a pleasure to be with you every week.
Look forward to it.
Okay, and I'll see you next week.
Yes.
We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.
Great. Yeah.